Okay, so I'm gonna be winging something. Um, just got off work and decided to do a live stream about my workflow. For anybody interested. If you watch this, you probably already know my workflow, but this is just specific. So here you open up FL Studio if you're new here, and this is what you get. I'm completely winging this. I've got a few notes I'm gonna touch on, but yeah, we'll just wing this. Hopefully it, works out in the end. So we open it up and all you see is this, right? It might be a bit different because I've modified things, but I'll just quickly talk about everything in know. So you open it up, you might just see this. There might be other things open, like these things, they might just be all open. But push escape to get rid of everything, just so you're back to the home screen. And then this is your best friend here. The table, the playlist, sorry. The view playlist. And you can actually see at the top left what it is. As you scroll, you can see the different kind of names for them. So yeah, this is called view playlist. Toggle on and off. This is your main home screen pretty much. Yeah. Anyway, you want your browser on. This is a browser on the left side. This is where everything is. This button here. Okay. And you might see this at the start. You might have all this open. And if you're new to FL Studio, you might not have any sounds and stuff. And you might be like, okay, what do I do? Like, where's the sounds at? How do I make a beat? And the secret is this thing called packs. So you click this kind of box, and it might be structured differently. I've structured mine like this. I've gone and manually categorized them, but go into those, have a look, and you'll see them all labeled as files like this, and you can just go click and figure out what kind of what do you call it, sound you want, and you just pretty much I'll talk about this soon. Anyway, that's where you find your packs. Anyway, that's where the sounds are, and those are inbuilt into the system. But if you want a hang on, let me just go quickly have a look at what I'm talking about. Yeah. So the second one is the piano roll. Okay. And this is linked to a pattern. And your patterns are this one. You get the sampler as your first one, right? And that's default. You can't delete it, I don't think. No. But what you can do is if you want to add sounds from your packs, whatever they are, all you're going to do is drag them in. So I want this hi-hat. All you're going to do is drag it into the pattern. Okay. Let me check something. Wait, does that link to there? Okay, it's a different thing. Well, you can, okay. This is, okay. It's just, I might just do my workflow. You can do that. You can either drag it into here, the pattern bank, where you store the MIDI, or you can drag it into the track, and you make it an instrument track. So what that does here is it links it to the mixer track, this fourth icon. And that's what you want. You want to link everything together, ultimately. So let me just open up everything. So we have the view channel rack, we have the mixer open, and we have the view playlist open. Okay. And if you can see that little button or like that little circle next to the just delete this. I'll delete that. Okay. you see that little eye or circle next to the sound? It means it's linked everywhere. You have it in the panel rack, you have it in the the view playlist, and you have it in the mixer. Okay, that's what you want. That's what I do. You might have another way of doing it, but like that's just what I do. So yeah, once you're dropping in your sound, drop it into the track. It's just easy as an instrument track if you're planning to use the piano roll. So yeah, you get these options here: audio, audio tracks, instrument track. Instrument track is always for using the keyboard or piano roll to plug in your notes, okay? Okay, so if I import it as an instrument track, all you're gonna do to bring up the piano roll is to select the pattern, double click it, and then it brings up the pattern. And you can, just to double check, you can see it in the view playlist. You'll see it move. Yeah, and that's where it's linked to. So the piano roll is structured in beats. At the top you can see the timeline: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually beats are structured in usually FL Studio sets up in a 4x4 time signature, which is like a steady beat, like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like any song. If you put on a song, you'll hear that signature. It's always in 4s. A lot of the time. Anyway, you kind of want to stay within 1 to 5, so that's 1 beat, 2 beat, 3 beat, 4 beat, okay? It goes to 5, which is kind of confusing, but yeah, that's the whole beat. That's the whole loop. And you can also see it on the view playlist at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we cut off at 5, because we want a nice 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A 4-bar, sorry, they're not beats, they're bars. 4-bar loop. And what you can do to start, if you just want to generate something, you can right-click the timeline up here and drag back, okay? And that allows you to loop that section. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. When you right click and turn it off, it just goes forever. So I'll just move it up to here. Oh. Okay, so it loops back once there's nothing. So there we go. Okay. But you want to always keep it on, like, if you want to make a 2-bar beat, do that. 4-bar beat, do that. Or an 8-bar beat, do this. Okay. And it just allows you to continue. Yeah, okay, so you want to generate beats in 2s, 4s, or 8s to make it nice. Anyway, let's talk about okay, so let me just clear everything. Delete all, delete channel, okay, delete E, delete, okay, delete, 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 okay. Once you say you want to add this 808 as a sound into the track, you drag it. If you want it as an audio track, okay, I'll show you the three different settings that I use, that you can use. I don't use 2 of them. I don't use audio clips. I only use audio track and instrument track. So maybe I'll just show you that. So an audio track, it just puts it in as the sound, okay? Just a one hit sound. That's what the sound is. It's just an 808. But if you insert it again, the same one, as an instrument track, it brings up a pattern. See that? It's a pattern which has this sound. You can now use it as a piano roll. Okay? And it's also in the channel rack over here. You can see that it's linked up, and it's on. Can you see this grayed out number here? That's the mixer track. So it's on mixer track 2. Everything links. Okay? This is the handy thing about dragging it into the track, the playlist. There are other ways of doing it, but this is what I have learned and refined over half a decade of just doing this stuff on FL Studio. So yeah, you can see the track. You can change the track by scrolling, and you can see it moving in the playlist and the channel rack. But yeah, anyway, it's always linked, so always drag it into the track. Let me just delete them again. Okay, so now let's talk about if you want to make a pattern, you can. Without linking to tracks, you can. I don't do it, but a lot of people do it. So if you want to add your bass into the channel rack, you want to add your kick into the channel rack, and if you want to add a clap into a channel rack, you can then drag it out, put it onto a 4-bar loop, something like that, and then you can go into each one. Go here, you're in this bass, yeah. So you add the bass every. I'm just doing this for the fun of it. Then copy and pasting across. And then the kick. You want a steady kick. Okay. Let's just do that for now. And then you want to add a clap. How do I play the pattern only? There. Okay, you can do it this way, and this is all in one pattern, okay? And you can see it up the, where do you see it? You see it as pattern 1 here on the sidebar, okay? That is the whole pattern. See? That's the pattern. Okay? In contrast, what I would do, okay, is I'll delete this. I would delete all these again. Bear with me. So you can't delete that one. I would drag them into the track. So let's go bass into track 1 as an instrument track. I would drag the kick into the track, and track 2 below it, instrument track. Then I would go claps into track 3 below it as an instrument track, and then I would drag it out 4 bars or how much you want to use it, and I'd double click, go into piano roll, and there's way more flexibility here, okay? And you just add it however you want it. Okay, so that's the bass, and then double click to the kick one, and then add the kicks in. You can see it all shifting on the playlist as well. You can see it all updating. And then you want to add the claps in. Hey, what? Oh, okay, sometimes it glitches out. And you just double check if they match, okay? See the track name here? This is Cinematics 808 Mod Clap 2. And over here, it says Cobra Kick 3. They have to match, okay? So you have to click the one that matches. Sometimes it does this and it's a bit annoying. But now you're on the clap. Sweet. Okay, so you just got a beat like that, okay? All that is an 808, a bass kick, and a clap. You can add hi-hats if you want. Where are the hi-hats? I'll just add one for the fun of it. Cool. And then we go instrument track because we want to make a piano roll edit. Okay. And then you just add your hats in. Hats are always super fast and steady. So you can just go like this. What I'm doing is left click drag, shift drag, left click drag, shift drag. Okay. And this is all just straight into the tracks, and you can see they're all linked. Okay. The eyes over here means you're linked to an instrument, and the mixer, and the patterns. Okay. Okay. And we have all these patterns here. Okay. These are all individual patterns, and you can do them on one, but I don't recommend. Okay, now the fun part. You have a beat. You've used the sounds from the packs on the left-hand side. So let me just collapse all of these. You've gone to the packs. You put your sounds in. Cool. And then you want to say you want to add a synth. Okay, a synth is an instrument that you can use, and it's usually within the plugin database. Okay, so we have effects and generators. Okay, effects affect the generators. Okay, so we want to hit generators because that generates the sound. Okay, and you can see them all here. And you might see all of these instrument synth, okay? Instruments. I've downloaded these myself. These are ones I paid for. But yeah, there's heaps of native FL Studio ones. What's some classic ones? Yeah, Poison. Okay, say this one. Okay. This is a trial version, okay? So if you want to upgrade, you can only access this. Oh fuck, this is cool. You can only access this, like you can access it now, but once you can't save it. So if you save it, and close it, next time you open it, it's gone. Okay, so just bear in mind that, and you know this because it says trial version at the top. Okay, and it will give you a reminder at the end once you save it. It'll say you are using a blah 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 full version item. Next time you open it, it won't be there or something like that. But yeah, I think there's some really good ones that are free. Anyway, these are called synths anyway. They're generators, and they generate sound, okay? And what you do... Delete. I'll delete it again. Just say you download something, or you have access to these, and you want to use maybe the 3x oscillator. I think this one's free. You drag the generator into the playlist, okay? This thing here. Just like what you've done for the other ones. And then you double-click the oscillator in the track. Not this. This is the pattern. This is the actual function. You double click this, okay? And what you can do, yeah, this is a free, I can use this. This is a part of the producer's edition. It allows you to, if you go into the piano roll, or if you use a little keyboard, you can play around with, let's just say, let me just do a C scale. Just the white notes. That's a C scale, so you don't need to know much theory about that. So you go from C to C. That's a scale, okay? Just a little tip. You go up, and you can hear it once you push play or spacebar in the mixer track. Make sure it's song is selected. You can review the pattern by just seeing the pattern, or you can click song, which hops into this. So how can I show this properly? here's a good way of viewing this. Okay, so pattern just lets you preview what you're playing, which is the synth, okay? Just the single synth. So watch this marker. This marker here, this yellow thing, is linked to this yellow thing. But when you click song, it swaps to the playlist, okay? It allows you to hear everything with all of your sounds together, okay? Okay? That's just that's nothing good. That was totally shit, but you know, I'm just showing you how to, you know, add sounds into your stuff. And you can always go back into your oscillator, which is the 3x1 of the effect. Click in that row part, and then you can change the sound. Ooh. Okay, if things are too loud, turn down the volume on the mixer track. You can see these are all linked up and they're all in the same kind of like layout. You can recolor them if you want to make it easier. So rename color, make it red, make the hats red, and it'll come up as red on your mixer track. Okay, so you now know that's the mixer track, the track. This one's blue, which is blue. This one's red, which is red. That's why I like linking it. Linking it is good. It's probably the best workflow I've seen. Anyway, if it's too loud, turn down the slider. The slider is the sound. Okay. So, what next? That's adding a generator or an instrument. Okay. You can download whatever you want, pay for anything. It will be up inside this database, and they'll also come up into installed generators. Here's the ones I've got. Highly recommend Serum, highly recommend Contact, highly recommend Arcade. Those three are my just go-to. I don't use anything else. Those three are perfect. Arcade allows you to sample things, allows you to use existing sounds, which is good for beginners, I'd say. Serum is kind of like the 3x OS, which I just added in. I drag it in now. It brings up this different software. This is like a new plugin. It's really nice. Once you know how to use the presets, you can click this button here, go all these presets, and play around with different sounds, man. You can even make your own. You can start fresh and make your own. But which is what I like to do, but you kind of need to understand the software a bit. Anyway, you've added all of these. I'm going to change the color of Serum, make it green, except on. Okay. And now you want to make a, let's just say, this doesn't really work. I'm going to change this to make it like sound okay. What I've done is I've stuck to the white keys. Okay. I'm just telling you, if you don't need to know any theory at all. You don't have to know any theory at all. Just stick to the white keys and just make a pattern. Okay. Just remember that white keys or the black keys. Okay. So once you got a pattern going, you're in the C scale, which is the white keys. I might just repeat myself again. It's grayed out because you're on a different track. So remember, if you want to be in the Serum, match it up. Otherwise, you're now in the clap mode. So you want to go into here and then go to Serum. Yeah, or just double click and get out of it again. But you make sure this light is also highlighted too. So Yeah, so hang on. Cool. Okay, anyway. Sorry. You'll figure it out as you do it. So now you got two sounds going. I might just, for demonstration purposes, I will make them the same color. Okay? These are now the same color and they're both synths. I will make these all the same color. Okay? Because they are all... Let me just select them all and do it at the same time. Go 0 to 0. They're all red. Okay, cool. So they're all red, which are the drums. These are all green, and they're the synths or the generators. Let's just rename this for purposes. Generators. Generator 1. And we'll call it 3x os. And I'm going to copy and paste this into the... Yeah. And we'll call this serum. You don't have to do like rename it and stuff if you know what you're doing, but this is just for these purposes. How can I expand this so... well, that's good. Anyway, you got those generators. Okay, you have two instruments, and you've got all these other ones that are from the packs. Okay, so these are all from the packs, which is found in your pack box here. They're just sounds from that you kind of like bring into your software. You get a startup bunch, but you can always download and put more into the folder, like kicks, hats, snares, claps. I think I just said that, but you know, you get the point. But yes, after that, if you want to add effects, okay, this is the only other thing I do, and it's in the mixer track, which is this one here on the fourth thing. You can see everything, okay? You have all your sounds. They're all linked up, okay? Everything's linked up. They're all linked up here as well in the channel rack. Everything is linked. And you can see the highlighted, the grayed out numbers of what track each one goes to, okay? Just bear in mind. So welcome to the mixer track. This is where you can add effects, okay? If I go back to plugin database, wait, sorry, this is getting a bit confusing. Plugin database. We'll stick to this main page. Hang on. Okay, like plugin database, we can make a new tab to just link that. So I've actually got one here, which is just isolated. You can make your own sort of things. Man, I hope I'm recording, eh? I am, okay. That would be funny if I wasn't. Okay, anyway. Cool. We've go to plugin database, and there's an effect thing, okay? That's the other thing, okay? Effects. There's only two things you gotta worry about. There's effects and generators. Effects are applied to generators, okay? So what I mean by that is when you open up the mixer track here, let me just make this a bit bigger. Make it a bit bigger. Cool. What happens is you can drag, just say, the oscillator one. Link it up, okay? So it's this one here. Very low volume. Push space on song. Just to make sure that you... Okay? That's what's happening. This is a wave format. This is a sound. This is the panning. Left ear, right ear. Left ear, right ear. Okay? This is mute. Or you can left click. Okay. If they're all on, you can left click to isolate it. Just that one. Okay? You'll just, yeah, or you can just mute the ones you don't want and then click it, but right click is always a good option. Okay. Anyway, that is the sound. That's the fader, which is the volume knob, or the fader scrub thing. Cool. This might be displayed differently to you as well. It could be extra large and wide. It's super nice to view it as. You can change it over here. Extra large, compact, whatever. Anyway, so what you can do to this, you can add an effect. So all you're going to do is scroll through what do you want to do. Like if you want it more like airy and stuff, you can add a reverb. FL Studio has these as presets. Okay, that's just their inbuilt system. Anything that says fruity at the front of it is a native or a native effect. Okay, so like fruity convolver, fruity delay 2, fruity delay reverb 2. But there are other ones that don't have fruity in front of it, but that are native. But most of the time when you see fruity, it means FL Studio native. Okay. Just say you want to add a reverb to it. All you're going to do is drag it and drop it into the track, okay? Right here. Right into that track. Just within that green zone. The one that you want. And now you can find it in the side. This is your effect panel, okay? Your effect slot. Everything you drop in goes there, okay? That's all you're going to worry about. Don't go dropping effects into your pattern or into tracks. You can't do that. Only generators can be used as instrument tracks, okay? Wait. All clear? So you can also preview at the bottom. It says there's a reverb 2 within this. Okay? This button here is with effects, without effects. With effects, without effects. So you can hear it without or with. Without. With. Okay? So I just got to get the repetition. But anyway, if you want to view that effect within this, you literally just double tap it, and then it brings up the effect. If I keep playing it, you can play around with knobs until you want to, you know, until you get something good. Cool. Without, with, without, with. It's up to you. Or you can turn it down the knob. This knob here, this controller knob, the mix level, is how much of that effect works, okay? So just say I have this knob fully to the right. It gives everything. But if I turn it down, it becomes less of the effect, okay? The effect, yeah, so 100% mix level is, it means the effect is 100%, and then 0% is obviously the effect is not in use, okay? So, cool. That's reverb. Delay is also a really good thing to have. Add that into the same one. Play around with the knobs. And the delay just delays everything, so it just scatters it. And you can play with the time, you can play with the dry knob. Cool. And literally you just clip these on and off if you want them on. If you want, like, if you just want the reverb on, have it on. If you just want the delay on, have it on. If you want both of them on, they're both working now, okay? Or nothing again, just dry. I'll put this back to how it was. What else? Okay, the other one that I use is the effect. I go to filter, use filter, and use fruity parametric EQ. This is great. There's other ones you can download, but this is great for FL Studio. Drag it into the same one, and you can see it pops up underneath the delay and the reverb, and it means that it's within that. And it pretty much shows you the frequency or the spectrum of just that one track. So if I just isolate it like it is, drag it to that one, yeah. Sorry, make sure that's on, so everything's playing. Okay, see that? So what it shows you is if I expand it, okay, it shows you the frequencies. Everything from, at the bottom it says 50, which is bass. Like, how can I show you this? Here we go. Let's just do this. Everything that's bass, which is in this range, what you can't hear, all the way through to like the low mids. Just those frequencies. Then you have mids over here. Depends what sound you're after. High mids, treble. That's just the sound. Everything in that sound is in this. You can display it as this, and you can alter it. Like if you want to do a big sweep, you can. You know? Just remember, the left side is always the bass or the lower notes, or the lower part of the sound, and the right side is always the highest part of the sound. Okay? Okay? Capiche? Sweet. So now, we'll just delete that for now. Oh, no, we'll keep it on, but we won't do too much to change it. We'll keep it as the default. And you can also play with these things to like decrease or increase different frequencies. Just say if you want more treble or like more high end, increase the high end so it's more like raspy. If you want less bass, turn down the bass at this part. Okay, and you can add more than one of these too. So you can add maybe 4 if you wanted to. You can add all of these. Depends what you want to do. Okay. Cool. And what you can do is create, if you want to like sweep it at one stage, okay? Just for instance, let's just reset this to default. Cool. Let's go to that one, okay? Just say you want to sweep it. So you want to start off really low, and you want it to gradually, as the song progresses, you want it to slowly get higher and higher. You can create an automation clip. So if you go back to the mixer here, double click the parametric EQ function. What you can see are these knobs here. These knobs do all sorts of things that do the same thing. You know, this changes the, you know, the frequency slider just like as you were to drag it if you wanted to. Okay. You can also scroll wheel to change this knob. Like there's things you'll figure out as you do it. Scroll wheel that. Yep. Okay. Anyway, if you want to like automate, what I mean by that is like over time change something. Say you want to start off with low mids and you want it to do this kind of motion. You kind of figure out what slider is what, so we can see it's that top blue thing. So we want to automate this. Okay, so what you do is literally right click, create automation clip, okay? And it'll pop up in your view playlist right here. And this bar, you can see it as if you tilt your head and look at it that way, you can see the position of the how do I explain, man? Yeah, so this kind of starts out low. So the bottom is low, the high is high, or fully playing. If you want to like automate this, this is really hard to show. Just say, okay, this blue knob here, which is this controller, is linked to here, and as this this line moves up, the controller is also moved as well from its maximum to its minimum. So right now it goes from middle to max, middle to max. Oh, sorry, middle to max. See it moving now, and you can see the knob moving. So it's pretty much a spectrum of how much it can move, okay? So anyway, that's that. And we'll delete this one, and we can use this to smooth it out or whatever. You can right click to change and do funky things to it, and you know, I don't know. See now it rises up. And this literally took me 2 years to realize I could do. I spent 2 years brain dead, pretty much. So if this helps you out and you just started, I'm so glad for you, okay? I'm so glad. This is what can change the game, okay? This is what changes the game. If you want a whole... Let me play the whole song with all of them on. Okay, yeah. And it just loops that, okay? And you can literally drag this out more, move it across, and then you can keep playing, keep adjusting that modulation of that frequency that is linked to this controller, or like longer. And if you want it to go back down to low, what you're going to do is go back down low, and then go back up, down, up. I'll show you how to fix it. Watch the parametric EQ slider knob. Look how it'll fix it. Up, down, up. And it just responds to exactly what you do in the automation. This took me 2 years, man, and that's where my my sound design started to take off, is once I learned how to automate things. Okay? So if you see this and you're starting out, this is a game changer. For any EDM, trap, hip-hop artist, or sound design creator, this is where the fun happens, okay? This is where the fun happens. You can start doing random shit too. You know? Look, like I could do this. Make sure it just lines up with every beat, otherwise it won't sound good. But look, hear this. You can just make cool things, and it's how much time you want to put into it, really. But anyway, that's enough of that. And you can do this with reverb as well. If you want to rise in the reverb, like from no reverb to a lot of reverb, you can do the same with that knob, this mixer knob. Or any knob, like any of these knobs you can automate. As long as you see a function that says automate, create automation clip. Okay. I usually for reverb just do the knob, this one here. I don't know why, but I just use this one and go create automation clip. And then if it starts out at the top with all the reverb, we'll keep it there. But if you want it to start at no reverb at all, bring it down, drag it up, make a kind of upward gradient. So when as time goes on, more reverb goes through. Here we go. You can hear it. Can you hear it going from straight like no reverb over here? Let me just bring this up a little bit. No reverb. More. Both reverb, and it stays up with reverb. You can kind of read it as a story, kind of. Yeah. Anyway. It's just, we'll keep it with full reverb for now, or zero reverb at all. Up to you. You can choose. I'll keep it with full reverb. You can always delete this as well by right-clicking delete, but we'll keep it just for now. And one other thing that I want to say is the tempo is at the top. Okay, and you can scroll it. Let's see. So right now we're at 140. This is a good like trap beat kind of vibe. You can drag it down. Cool. I want to drag and make it an 8-bar beat. There we go. It's 8-bar now. Cool. So we'll keep it at 95 now. Okay, we'll just for the sake of it. That's the tempo. What else do I use? Yeah, if this browser thing where the effects are ever flies away, literally click this button here. It's browser plugin picker. So if it's gone like that, click it and it's always back to where it was. Tempo tapper. If you have a song in mind and you want to match it, literally just play, you're at the start of the song and you just say, you've restarted, okay? Just imagine you've restarted and you want to play a song. You have the metronome on, which is, okay, this is the main thing that you need if you want to hear your song structurally. Metronome. Always align your stuff to the metronome. Okay? Always align it to that, okay? For instance, if you want to play a beat, you want to go you want to like make it nice and syncopated. That's not the right word. You want to just sync it up with the metronome. But if you want to change it, for instance, you hear a song, literally click the tempo that you want to play at. And then it syncs it up. Okay? That's a tempo tapper. I use that a lot. And the save button is the most vital thing. You can Control S or just click that button there. Control S is just easy. Okay? And yeah, that's honestly it really. I don't really use too much else. It's actually that easy. I think it must, for a starter, maybe it is a bit chaotic to hear and see it all, but yeah, that's it really. That's how you make music. Effects, generators, packs. That's it. Save. Don't forget to fucking save. Otherwise, there goes your song. Poof. Gone. Yeah. So yeah, just remember plugin database, okay? These are super vital. You have your effects and generators. Or if you've installed stuff like onto your computer, which are effects or generators, it'll be under installed, and then under effects or the generators under VST3, okay? I've got halftime, I've got OTT. These are things I've manually installed, but you'll have the native ones which are under effects or generators, okay? Cool. What else is there? I don't want to miss anything. So packs, we've got, let me just drag it. How do I move to the left? Move to the left. Put them all together. Oh shit. Let's just delete this one. So move to the left. So we have, this is the main menu. Browser all. This is just plugins. I made this one. I made just packs. And this is how I categorize everything, okay? It may be beneficial for you to, this is shift drag. Oh, shift scroll to change the size of it. But yeah. I have plugins, packs, favorites. And then I have my locations of my songs. And that's all I have, okay? If you have any questions about anything, just drop a comment and I'll respond to you. Okay? I will respond to every single one of them. So don't get much, how do I collapse them all? I don't get many comments or anything, but if you do have any questions, burning questions, let me know, and I will answer them. Or just ask ChatGPT, and they'll probably give a better they'll give you a better description than what I can give. But if you want one-on-one direct communication from experience, then I'm happy to help. But yeah, you can create these mixer presets and stuff, but I haven't got there yet. And that's once you've exported it, you can drag these. These are all like combined effects. Okay, so don't worry about those. Just ignore me for that one. What else is there? That is it. Honestly, it is. That's it. There's all this other noise. If you could keep a few buttons on the screen, it would be exactly what I'd say. Like those main ones: save, tempo tapper, view playlist, piano roll, channel rack, mixer track, browser. Okay, that's it. This button also shows all the plugins you can pick from. The ones you downloaded, which is cool, a cool handy way to see them all at once. But yeah, if you want super like source, if you want source for your mix, add. It's a plugin. It's a effect. So you go to plugin effects, you go to dynamics, and it's called Sound Goodizer. This makes your song crisp, and you drop that in the master channel. So right into here. Okay, another note, just real quick, I missed it out. All of these, you can see where they go, okay? These have a string that attaches to them that goes straight to the master. The master is what plays everything, okay? So every single track, even these empty ones, they all link to that master, okay? They all should link there, you know? So for instance, we have all these red ones, all these green ones are linked to the master. The master plays everything. If they're not linked, the master doesn't play it. This is what you hear. For instance, how do I describe? You want to play the song. We want to play what is selected. Okay. So what isn't connected is this one here, because there's no wire connecting. So what you're gonna do is just click the master or any of these options, because you can link the sound of this to go into here if you wanted to, but you wouldn't want to do that. But yeah, make it link to the master. Increase the stereo separation to make it sound wider. That's another quick handy tool. Scroll to left to make it wide. Scroll right to make it mono and very in your head. So I'll show you what this does. So right now it's super wide, and then you can hear it coming super wide, and then it comes in, and it becomes mono, and you can hear that in the you can also automate that if you wanted to, but anyway, that's just a separate thing. Yeah, so anyway, make sure they're always routed to the master. The master is what you hear, okay? And yeah, if you just hear this, it's linked to the master, and it's only playing that to the master. If you want to hear both of them, these are both playing into the master, okay? This one's playing into the master. But yeah, that's it really. I will talk about buses in a separate video, which is where you can like link this sound into this bus and it plays through here. Can you see that? You can link it to the master, and you can also link it to this other track and it plays through this signal. Okay, and you can take it off the master, and then this one has the sound in it, but this one's also linked to that master. Yeah, you can play around with how it all works. Like you can link this into this. Let me just rename and color this one bus. We call them buses. It will make it pink. Okay. We'll do it in this video, eh? Fuck it. This is right now linked only to here, not the master. So this means all the data from this will go into here. Okay? And then this is being sent into the master, okay? Which means you'll hear it, which is why you hear it. If it's not, you don't hear it at all, okay? I hope that makes sense. We're at 55 minutes. Fuck. Anyway, if you want that bus to have multiple sounds, so like just those two green ones to go into them, you can do that. And this bus now has both these inputs. So this one doesn't go into the master, and it goes into this bus. This one doesn't go to the master, but it goes into the bus. And this bus pretty much has both those sounds combined. And you can apply effects to just that bus. You know? So like, those two sounds are now ruled by that bus, and you can apply reverb or delay to that bus. Drag and drop. And now both those sounds are ruled by that. Yeah? It's just where it gets experimental. That is it. That is it. That's all we need to know about it, about the FL Studio, I think. But that's all I know want to do, or all I know how to do. But if you ever want to download samples online, like music, MP3s, and you want to sample it, I'll do a video on it. I'll do a video on it. It's a different way of making a beat by sampling, but this is just how you import effects, generators, sounds. Yeah. That is it, really. And we made like a decent beat. It's a bit loud though. I don't like the bus, so I'm going to delete the bus. So you go right click and you reset selected track to default. Take that off there to the master. Take this off there, put it to the master. And maybe they're a bit loud. One goes to the left ear, one goes to the right ear, maybe. Okay, and then what we're going to do now is, just for the fun of it, we'll add a... This is in my favorites. It's also a plugin, and it's an effect. Oh, it's a generator. It's called Contact. I've just saved it as a favorite, but you can find it in your installed generators. Yeah, and you click the staff, make it a favorite. But it's called Contact. Drag it into your track, so now it's linked to your mixer and the pattern thing. Boom, it becomes a pattern, and you just drag it out, and you literally, let's just make you go into it by clicking here. Ignition keys, this is a sound that you can use. And it's this kind of... Let's make a new melody. Stick to the white keys, okay? I'm telling you. Okay, stick to the white keys, or go to this thing at the top, snap to scale. Oh, you can't see it at the top because it cuts off, my badge cuts it off. Ah, it's a bit stink. But yeah, look at the top left, far top left, you can and hover across things and you can see what they do and what they are. You want to click this and snap it to the C scale. So you right click it, major, oh, you go to major, C, and then it sticks it up. right click, snap, PR notes to scale, I think. And now, yeah, so now it just snaps it to the white keys, okay? So if you're playing on a pick keyboard and you misjudge where your finger is and you hit a black key, it snaps it to a white key. And now you can like we can loop it, like that's the pattern there that we just made. We can drag it back and then shift drag to like duplicate. Again. See, oh, that's actually sounding quite nice with those, okay, maybe I just tag these things on my video to show you what each stage I'm talking about is. So this part here is where you can, I'll tell you how to use like shortcuts or like the pencil tool, which is like moving it around. P is pencil, and it tells you at the top left. It says the shortcut next to at the top, P. Paintbrush is painting everything in, like holding, just clicking and dragging. Okay. You also have volume off or mute. You click it and it mutes it. On, off, on, off, on, off. We have the slip tool, which flips the pattern. Yeah. And then we have the cut tool, which is essential. Okay. And this cut tool, you can cut parts. You can see a blue line. You can just cut anywhere around here. It splits it up, and you can like go back to the pencil tool, move it, cut it up, splice it. So I'd repeat this because now I've cut it. I can do this, and now you can hear this like new sound here. And remember, these lines here are also linked to this controller here, okay? And you can see it. You can see it moving, okay? Okay. But we'll turn down the reverb just on this part because I just want to see how it sounds. So this okay, so if I want to edit this sound, this new one I added in, I'll go into here and I'll turn down the volume or the space, whatever effects you want to play with. Really choppy now. Add more space, wider and airy, and you know. And the last thing, okay, this is it, and I'm ending this because it's been an hour now, okay, so, yes, so we're going to add chorus. Chorus is a great effect if you want width and space, okay, so I go to packs, oh no, don't go to packs, go to plugins, go to effects, go to flanger, this one here, and chorus, fruity chorus is right here, okay. Drag that into any of your tracks or any of the sounds that you put in. I'll put it into that new one I added. So here, you can see that it's been added. This is the chorus interface, the effect. And you can see it in the mixer track on the right where the effects rack is, okay? Hear this. Without chorus. I'll turn off everything. Now, with chorus. Chorus is crazy, man. On. Off. This is boring without it. And then on. Add space. You know, it's just... Chorus is just that's a game changer. When I started using chorus, my beats sounded a lot more cleaner and wider and spacier, and just less muddy. Not saying this is the right way, but this is an option for you guys. This is just how I do things. You don't have to just take whatever you need from it. Feel free to look at other ways and flows, but the one thing about learning this stuff is that there's so many different ways of doing things. Literally just stick to one way of doing things and master it, because that's what I've done. I've spent years looking at people's workflow. I've spent years watching YouTube videos on how to do things, and I keep getting confused of how to do things, and I've changed workflows, and it's just put me back. And now I've finally settled on something, and it feels great. Okay, so maybe this is a stage where you're at, where you're watching a YouTube video, and you still define your own workflow. Maybe this video that you watch is that kind of intermediate stage, where you find. I've just repeated myself. But anyway, yeah. Take what you want from this. I hope it's helped, and I hope you find value in it. Yeah. You'll get better as you do it. You'll find ways, you'll find shortcuts. And I still haven't found all the shortcuts and techniques and tricks and tips. But yeah, honestly, if you ever think of something, like today I learned something about FL Studio. I searched it up. I literally had my audio, I had my phone, ChatGPT, and audio speech recognition thing, dictation, and I literally told them a problem. I told it a problem that I had working. I was like, why can't I export all of these as audio files and then as individual audio files? And it gave me the answer. Okay, just talking to it, just like someone is talking to you in real life. I know it's weird, but like, you get the answers quick from AI. Okay, it's quite amazing. Quite amazing. Like, I literally talked to it for like 5 minutes about the problem I had, and it gave me an answer. And I'm still yet to try and see if it works, but I don't doubt that it will work. So yeah, whatever problems you have, like, just be really mindful of why you stop doing things, why you get bored or are struggling. What are you wanting to do and get from it? Then question it. Okay, that's all it is. But yeah, anyway, I'm done. I'm done waffling. Thank you for listening. And if you have any questions about this process or just anything I've said, or if you could give me feedback on shortcuts maybe, or if anybody could, just it'd be awesome if you could share any thoughts you have about this, critiques. Yeah. Anyway, later, ooses. I'll make sure to tag each chapter for this one, because I know it's gonna be a long video. Yeah. Anyway, ciao.